Over the last decade, we've seen the gradual decline of career mode within the FIFA franchise. The beloved game mode that one could arguably say peaked between FIFA 10 and FIFA 14, which are coincidentally considered some of the best FIFAs of all time. During this time, we had amazing career mode content on YouTube, and there actually weren't too many unnecessary changes to a game mode that felt very well balanced. Since then, we have gotten nothing but mediocre updates every single year that are absolutely nothing to write home about. With EAFC right around the corner, there's been a lot of hope within the career mode community that EA would make strides to actually improve the game and not just provide us with meaningless, mediocre updates. Since FIFA 14, EA really hasn't done anything with career mode that is of importance. They've pretty much slowly been killing off the game. Some could argue that the biggest changes that we have seen are just a facelift in the UI and more competitions and updates to the rosters that we are using. Unfortunately, the community has come to learn that if it's not Ultimate Team, more than likely the game mode is going to get zero attention from EA. Pro clubs and career mode are easily the neglected children that EA wishes they didn't have. They still provide them with what they need, but we all know EA has a favorite. The community has been crying out for changes, and there's hope that EAFC 24 would be the biggest opportunity for that change. I do have to give EA some credit because ultimately they have made some changes that have been positive. So let me get into those really quickly. In the past, it was incredibly annoying and ambiguous as to how simming games actually work. You could be top of the league with a full 99 rated squad, and yet you would lose a simmed game against bottom of the league who hasn't won a single game that season. But EA changed the simming system, giving us the player the choice to either quick sim the match as we have done in the past, or actually watch a simulation of the game with the ability to jump in if we really want to. This without a doubt is amazing. GG's to EA, very well implemented. You can't complain about that. They've added some nice features into the game to add to the immersion of career mode. The strict transfer setting and improved graphics are some that come to mind for me. I'm sure there's other features out there that are adding to the realism of the game. You guys can let me know down in the comments below. That's just what comes to mind for me. Well, that's all I have for the good. Honestly, that's all I can think of. Obviously, they've added very minute differences to career mode. They kind of changed how scouting works. They changed the UI, which I've already talked about. But at its core, it is still the same game that we've had for the last pretty much decade. With the AFC 24, there's been a lot of hope that EA would make changes to really improve the mode. A clean slate for EA to listen to the player base and handcraft a perfect game mode that would bring life back to the career mode community. So with the career mode reveal for EA FC 24 coming out, what's the best new feature to come out? Cutscenes. More and more cutscenes. Jokes aside, there are a handful of features that EA are marketing for next year's career mode. But am I impressed? Not really. There was a huge opportunity for EA to make strides within this game mode, but instead, this is what we got. First off, we have spectator mode. With this feature, players will be able to spectate games from certain angles on the pitch, which provide a different feel when simming the game. This is going to be great for individuals who want to get a realistic feel, but want to really feel like the manager. There's a place for this feature, but there's no way this should be a main marketed feature, since more than likely, not a lot of people are actually going to use it. Next up, we have the pre-match report. Pre-match report is going to let us know how the team we're coming up against is going to potentially line up and play tactics, essentially expanding upon some of the features that we already have in the game. Essentially, a quote-unquote brand new feature that we're getting for a brand new game is a huge book report that most people are going to skip because they'll already have an idea of what we're coming up against. This is a very common theme within EA's brand new additions. They are nice for the first time and then pretty much pointless afterwards. Next up, we do have more cutscenes. While I was joking initially, they did make a big point to add as many brand new cutscenes to the trailer as possible. Of course, what would a new EA game be without more pointless cutscenes? Genuinely, who asked for more cutscenes? I don't care about training cutscenes. What does that add to the game? These are going to be skipped over and over and over again. EA, why do you do this? Last but not least, we have the changes to staffing. This is actually a huge W, and there's no two ways around it. Us players as managers can now hire staff that are going to directly affect the growth of players within the club. There's bronze, silver, and gold scouts, which all make different impact. While this is not a brand new feature because it was in the game before, I'm sure that the community really appreciates that it is in the game once again. As long as EA don't make it super overpowered, then this will easily be a dub. So that's it. Those are the major changes coming to EAFC career mode. Does it sound like an amazing revolutionary game mode to you? Because it doesn't to me. And here's my issues with what they're marketing for the new game. It's just flat and boring. Other than the staffing feature, I don't see what the difference between FIFA 23 and EAFC 24's career mode is going to be. There's such big room for EA to make changes where the player base really wants it, and yet they're pretty much ignoring it. Have you noticed that they did not bring up the Creative Club feature once in this trailer? For so many years, players were crying out for a Creative Club. We finally got it in one of our recent installments. Since then, it has been absolutely absolutely cricket. They did not bring it up in this trailer. The community is looking to be able to upload their own logos to the teams that they create. Is that something we're getting in EA FC 24? Absolutely not. The community wants to be able to add custom sponsors to their team's jerseys. Is that something coming in EA FC 24? Absolutely not. What was once a great addition has quickly become so stale, as EA is refusing to add meaningful features to this mode for no reason. Instead, we get more cutscenes. We still don't have an online career mode, which we've been crying out for years now. I remember back in the day, me and my friends would start our own custom career mode. We would all pick a team in the same league, we wouldn't allow ourselves to sign the same players, and we would see who could finish the best with what they got. This was like 10 plus years ago. Such a simple idea that EA is just refusing to add. It's been years that the fanbase has been wanting this in the game, and yet we still don't have it. And that's just two things that I came up with. I play a good amount of career mode, but I don't play as much as the die-hard community. I can only imagine how many people are diligently coming up with great ideas that EA could easily implement into their game, but for whatever reason, they don't. More than likely, it's because they know they're not going to make any money off of it like they are in Ultimate Team. EA are not listening to their community, and instead are giving us features that they think we want. If EA don't make any good changes to this game mode, we're just going to continue to see the progressive decline of what was once a great game mode.